Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I want to talk about a new game that actually drew my attention, which is SpellForce, Conquest of EO. For those who want a game comparison, I would say the game this is most similar to is Stardock's Sorcerer King, but it's also kind of similar to, let's say, King's Bounty. So there are some 4X elements in this game, but it's mainly an RPG about managing multiple parties on the map and clearing it. So I'm going to start a campaign and probably play through the first 7 days in this kind of review video, and I'll probably turn this into a Let's Play campaign. So let's begin. So Conquest of EO, basically when you first start, you get to choose the type of mage you are. There are 3 main archetypes for crafting, which is Alchemist, Necromancy, and Artificer. So Artificer is about creating things that will buff your units. Necromancer is about whenever you kill units, you can use it to summon more undead and so on. And Alchemist is about creating potions and connotations that you can use in combat. So in that sense, I think Alchemist is probably the toughest archetype to play, because you need to know when to use those potions, and if you don't use them, you may lose your characters and so on instead. And it might be said that the Artificer is probably the most straightforward one, because you just buff your characters, while Necromancer is about creating a horde of units to fight with. And there are schools of magic which are preset for these archetypes, but if you don't want to use those, you can create your own custom mage. So I'm going to choose the Artificer, and 6 schools of magic. You can choose a primary and secondary school. What the primary school gives you is 2 pages worth of spells, and then the secondary school will give you another page, 1 page of spells. So if you choose a mix, you'll get 2 pages of one and then 1 page of the other. Alternatively, if you go purely into one type of magic, you'll get 3 pages of it with increasingly powerful spells. So why don't I just go for, maybe I'll just choose, let's say, Earthmaster, and see how that works out for me. So I'm just going to fully focus on Earthmaster. And then last but not least, you can choose the type of map you want to play on. It goes from pretty easy to very brutal difficulty. Why don't I just choose the medium difficulty one and give that a try? And finally, you can choose difficulty level. So let's do hard, okay, because I like a bit of a challenge. So the first wait is going to be the longest one, in large part because it's setting up the map, right? Every map is randomly generated, so the position of things is not known, so you really have to scout. So basically, allows you to generate your own adventure and randomizes things to make things more interesting. So, loading is done. Let's begin. So at the start, here's this message about your master, figuring out a way to channel the Allfire, and told you to meet him, right? But he was afraid of meeting the Circle of Mages, right? The most powerful covenant of magic users on EO. And when you reach his tower, there are signs of a terrible battle there, so you gotta go to the tower immediately. So you start off with a party of 3 characters. Right? Parties can have 4 units in them, along with a hero or apprentice in the main slot. So 5 units is the maximum size for each party. And the characters you can have, the units range from tier 1 to tier 5. Obviously, higher tiers are better. Units in combat will gain experience to level up. Okay, although some units, I don't think may level. Okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, for example, these artificial minions don't seem to have an experience bar, so I'm not sure. They can't level up, unlike the other units in this unit. But the artificial minions are great for mining ore and so on. So, trade-offs. Alright, so let's grab this party and send it to the master's tower. And then there's a flute. You examine it, and you can either do a combat tutorial or skip it. I'm just going to skip the combat tutorial because I want to do the first 7 turns in this review video. So let's set up the tower, and then now I have to go to a goblin camp to retrieve some belongings, and clearing the goblin camp will allow me to recruit goblins as well. So let's send my army over. They're a little bit too far, and in the top left it shows me my tower, things I can build, Glyphsmithy, workshop study, as well as the inventory. So I'm not going to build anything yet. My priority is to get the construction going for the workshop as soon as I can. So I'm just gonna hold off. Right. Glyphsmithy takes 1 turn to build. Workshop takes 5. So end turn. Okay, I see some books flying around the tower, and I can go into the library and try to decipher the grimoire. So this needs further study, okay? And so that unlocks the research tab. So research tab has several things. This is like the main quest, I guess, and it says build a glyphsmithy to start. There is the apprentice spells you can learn, right, which are kind of low cost as well. So I'm gonna start by learning the summoning enchanted wisps. More summoning is good. And then there's the 3 pages of spells that you can unlock. Now, every time you learn a spell, you unlock a new random spell that you can research. So learning these low cost, low research spells is well worth it to unlock others. And then there's a building blueprint section where, as it sounds like, right, as you get good relationships with other factions, you can unlock more buildings with them as well. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell, what I've seen so far. Let's attack the goblin camp now. So, fight! So, there is a cutthroat, a tier 2 unit, along with an arsonist against my party. So let's start the battle. Space it out. So they're moving in. I am going to... So let's look at the map. Is there any high ground or anything? Doesn't really seem to be. So I guess I'll get into terrain instead.
We going?
Let's just back off for now. End turn.
We going?
That looks fine. Let's end turn.
We going?
And if you don't start the fight in like the first 6 turns or so, they're going to just, you know, kind of end it for you, it looks like. So I'm gonna move up, and why don't I just start blasting away? Apply some burning onto them. It's fine. And I'll just position like this. Here they come. Into the melee. So, I'm gonna need to kill this guy, aren't I? Yeah, so let's strike them.
We going?
And I'm just going to place both my characters side by side and not fight. So let's end turn, because I knew that was going to happen. And I'm going to move my archer over, blast them twice, and finally finish off this guy with my other goblin. So all my units survived, at the very least, which is a nice bonus. And I've captured the goblin camp to enable recruitment of goblins. Alright. So there we go. And both goblin units leveled up. So let's click on one, and I can learn a random skill every time they level up. Let's just pick up pack tactics. You know, I don't really like backstab for one of them. For the other one, let's pick up, I don't know, extra melee damage. Sure. So, not great options, but so be it. Let's continue. And then I got 2 glyphs and some gold. Oh no, 2 of these despair ones. Okay, that's fine. So show me. So there's the treasure stash. There's another treasure stash with belongings, I suppose. And so let's start grabbing items. And then there's something there, research books. So this guy really needs healing. Why don't I move him back into the mage tower where he can get healthy. this guy can kind of just grab stuff. Right. I guess I'm moving down here first. Oh, one thing I should mention. Your starting party are all followers, so they have no upkeep. But units that you recruit, like I have recruit slots now, these guys have, let's say, 2 gold upkeep, these guys have 1 gold upkeep. So losing the recruited units is probably okay, but losing... yeah, but keeping your original units alive, the followers alive, is probably quite important from what I've seen. Especially if you're playing Artificer like I am, where you can give them things like the ability to harvest plants and so on, so they can gather resources like, you know, this primordial forest and so on, or these elven heal roots and so on from the map. Alright, so let's see. Let's have this. I'm gonna move here, and I see a bunch of dwarves. So I'm just gonna wait 1 turn before I grab this. Right. Just scout around. Yeah. So I'm gonna want to grab this and then grab that. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we'll see. We'll wait here. And the other one, I'm gonna grab this and wait. So far so good. In terms of construction, I got enough gold to build both. So let's put together the Glyphy Smith, put together the workshop, and save up mana to build the other study. Alright, so far so good. End turn. Let's be constructed. So now I can have him grab some extra gold, grab some extra resources, translucent silk, bonus, seeds, and remains, okay. And then minding your own business. And then I'm just gonna run at this point. This is rough because there's 2 enemy parties here. One of them is gonna get to attack me no matter what. So maybe I'll just place myself here like that and get hit. Okay, so there we are. This one is gonna grab the mana stash, and in the meantime I might as well see if I can grab that too with him. Yeah, looks like it. So I can grab that too. And then this guy is the heavily damaged one. I might as well check this out. I only have 4 movements, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all I can do. Can't really check out what's in there, but I know enemies emerge from it, so I should capture it. And he's gonna need to heal up. So let's go into the Grimoire, and my next quest is to craft 4 glyphs or artifacts. Okay. Oh boy. So the artificers, they need ore in the main slot and then ingredients to hit 3 of any of these colors. Right? So for example, if I put in the copper ore and then throw in, let's say, 2 ashes, I hit level 3 on this and I can build like a fire wielder glyph. If I throw in, let's say this, let's mix it up a little, right? Not quite enough to hit 6. So still a fire wielder glyph, but if I throw in another blue item, if I have any, I don't. So what if I throw in like 3 purple items? I can unlock Grave Robber to get additional loot from combat. And then if I throw in, let's say, green items, right? 3 green gives me something like healthy and so on. Okay, so some interesting stuff that you can generate is what I'm kind of seeing. Alright, but that's it for now. Let's end the turn. So, oh, they didn't move! They didn't attack me! What do you know? Cool. So circle, guards fiercely, blah blah blah, right? So all fire is something that circle guards fiercely, but I will not let them stop me from learning about the all fire. And there's a hamlet here. Minding your own business. In that case, since they didn't hit me, why don't I move further and just see what this quest is about? Our village needs soldiers. If you can help us remove them, we'll give you some loose ore. Sure, why not? And that mine is all the way up there. Great. So, way too far for me to do right now. Let's pull my caster back, because in 3 more turns I'm gonna have a goblin shaman. And I just finished researching this wisp spell, and it looks like I learned a new spell here. Elemental weapons. Not really a good one. So let's learn aid. Low cost. And I'm going to start this summon enchanted wisp as well. Start summoning. At the same time, in my tower, I can start construction of the study. So there we go. Alright. So, let's have this guy grab that knowledge book. Okay, so 10 extra knowledge. That reduces the time it takes to research. And have this guy check out the hamlet. So, you can scare them into submission. You can show them you mean no harm and ask them why they're so hostile. Let's just show them I mean no harm. We're afraid you would bewitch us. The old wizards and princes thought they would come after him and take back the items he gave us. We want to trade them in the city to buy clothes for our children. Okay, fine. I have no intention of harming you. Let's trade. Trade? But you? We trade? Yeah, trade. Okay. So, fine. Let's give them 5 gold. And then I get some faction points with an unknown faction. And get some resources. Okay. Pleasure doing business with you. Alright. Not too shabby. So, now that the hamlet's under my control, I can start hiring more units. So I'm going to start hiring another goblin brawler. Okay, so I'll have... And I'm going to use those goblins to kind of scout out the map while keeping my followers centralized. Okay. So, end turn. What's next? So there's a... So there's going to be 2 new units joining me very, very soon. And guess I should just group up at this point. Alright. Or I can use one of them to start like gathering resources. That might be the best option, all things considered. So, let's see what I've got. Right. Inventory. I can make some harvesters. Right? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn one of these goblins into a farmer to harvest plants and send this goblin off to here, if I can select him. So click on there, move him here, and there's some, oh, there's 2 quests I can do. So let's harvest this to start. Not bad, not bad. Alright. End turn. Alright. More recruits. How do I access the Allfire? Let's summon a wisp and try. So there's the Allfire location. So I'm going to want to capture it. So let's get my army over there. Right. Run over. Next turn is when I'll have my wisp in play. So for now, let's send the scout outwards. guess I can send one. Which direction? I kind of already scouted this direction, so if I want to scout further, it would probably be up there. So let's send them over, I suppose. So there's an army here that you have to fight off to clear this zone. Okay. And I can kind of start gathering this army together. So far so good. And start recruiting more brawlers. Gold income is decreasing. Oh boy. Aid has been learned, so let's check that out. So learn the spell, unlock the new spell, transmutation. Oh, come on. Nothing particularly good yet in terms of spells. So fine, let's learn transmutation. It's not like I have any choice. Alright, enter. Huh? There's a stack waiting orders? Look at them. So let's put them to sleep. Enter. Workshop constructed. Okay. So this guy is my follower, which I'm gonna want in the combat with this group and with the wisp. And I'm gonna summon another wisp and get this wisp into play and have them attack. And over here, I'm gonna send this guy to scout. Find me things in the north. Oh, some free mana. Oh, movement points restored too. So, 12 additional mana. Oh, what is this? Check that out. This can also restore full movement. Interesting. So I can kind of explore up here first and then go back in that direction. Alright. Got a plan there. Now, this is gonna fight them. I got several quests here to do. And I have actually 2 things I can generate, but I'm holding on to everything because I'm just not sure what I want to make yet. Well, I mean, I know what for sure I'm probably going to make one item. Like, I want to get a tier 3, you know, this grave robber thing, but I can also hold off until I get another remains, another purple item. Because I can get a greater glyph of grief or a lesser glyph of it, and I think lesser glyph is the better one here because get extra remains as loot. So the more battles you fight, the more loot you get. It's more a question of who gets that glyph. Might actually just be him. You know what? Let's make it. Let's create it right now. So 1, 2, and 3. Craft it in 2 turns. What else do I need to craft? Nothing of note. I want to hold on to most of this right now. So let's fight. And that'll be the final part of this video. So 244 power versus 205. Kill them. Let's start the battle. No. They're charging up. So in they come. And I need to position accordingly.
We going? Eh?
So I position here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're out of range. My position here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are in range. So let's just do that. Let's start hitting them. Someone got burned. Okay. see how this goes. Here they come. Alright, so I can range attack this guy. I can finish them off. Probably with a range attack. And then I can blast one of these apart. Looks good. So, end turn. Okay. So. Fire away. Let's cast a heal spell here. And wait. So, end turn. There we go. So, enemies killed. Another successful battle. Very successful, given nobody died. Heroic victory. Get some fur. Right. And I can level up that shaman unit. Let's give them some health. Right. They're super low health and easy to kill. And on this guy, get some more health as well. Alright. Bonus. And then clearing it, give yourself to the All-Fire's call. See, right? Knowing it will destroy you. No, let's let the wisps meld with it. So I get some research points. To hell with the circle. I will conquer the All-Fire. So the wisp is gonna merge with it. Right. And the question is, how do I destroy this party? Can I destroy that party? Let's move on. So I think I can. But it might be better to check out these locations first, given I need another wisp. So let's select this group and send them to these locations first. And so far so good. Workshop has been built. That's why I have more. I actually have gold income now. And so that's it for the very first week. Right? Week 1 is done. If I click end turn, we move on to week 2. And for this week, I'm getting 5 extra mana per day. That helps a lot in the early stages. Wow. Alright, so that will be it for this initial video. Gives you a kind of a good idea of how this game plays out. You know, you move your parties around and gather resources and clear out content and keep going. And let's stop here with this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video interesting. And on that note, Nitro out.